Hi, I'm Nick. I work in solutions engineering at Piano. And today I'll show you how straightforward it is to implement tracking for YouTube videos and get advanced video analytics for when you embed YouTube content. I'll give you just a bit of context before we go into a step-by-step tutorial. And then I'll show you what kind of analysis and insights you can get from that. Alright, context. Piano Analytics comes with a fully built-in module for tracking audio and video. Think of your enhanced e-commerce, but for multimedia content. So what does that mean? It means hundreds of built-in events and event dimensions, which yield in-depth metrics for video and audio. Think detailed playback metrics, audience and content metrics, quality of service metrics like exits before video start or buffering, as well as video ad metrics. And the best part is, it's right there, unified with the rest of your analytics data. When you're a broadcaster with video on demand or live streams, this is obviously crucial. But even if you embed just single videos on specific pages, these might still be important for your website objectives, and playbacks could be a crucial microconversion. And today we'll focus on YouTube. Piano Analytics has a built-in plugin for YouTube, with which you can deploy video tracking in minutes. And I'll show you how. This is our setup, my Lego House website with a YouTube embed. I have already set up basic page view tracking, but now I want to go a step further and want to see if and how users interact with the video and how much time they consume. I won't go into the basic configuration of Piano Analytics, because I assume that this is already up and running. I'll focus on just the parts that come on top for the video tracking. Step 1. In Piano Analytics, all the integrations are listed in the data management interface. Go to Integrations, find YouTube, and click on See Documentation. This will take you to a simple GitHub page where you can find the JavaScript library for the plugin, as well as detailed instructions on how to implement. You can go through this at your own pace, but I'll point you to just the things that you really need. All right, let's head over to the code for my website. For this example, I'm implementing right in the code, but of course you can also use tag management systems. And here's my code. And now let's follow all the instructions. First thing, we have to load the library. I'm doing this right after I'm configuring the rest of my Piano Analytics tracking. I like using CDNs, but you can also download and host locally. And then down here where the YouTube video is embedded, all you really have to do are two things. Map the events that the YouTube player throws to the functions of our plugin. On the GitHub, we have a before and after. Just copy and paste down here. And as a second step, you have to instruct the plugin to start tracking. Copy this bit and paste it right below the other snippet we just added. Couple things here. Here's where you can add extra properties, or dimensions as they're called in other tools. The plugin already captures a few right out the box. For example, the name of the video, its ID, or its duration. It gets that from the YouTube player APIs. Now on top of that, you can add more. For example, the genre, or the author of this video. Note that you have hundreds of standard properties, some of them purely dedicated to AV tracking, and up to 1,000 custom properties more. Also note that I added the page property with a page title. This is a standard property, and it makes the video playback cross-referenceable with the page metrics. This makes for a clean analysis setup. So when you pull in the page property, just as one single example, you can then cross-reference with all the different metrics: page views, AV playbacks, full playbacks, ad playbacks, errors, what have you. And a third note, this is where you can customize the heartbeats. By default, we're sending one every 5 seconds, but you can also change the interval based on video progression if you have long-form content. What's incredibly cool about AV Insights in Piano Analytics is that we not only reference the time, but also the position of the cursor as it progresses through the video, which means that we'll be able to differentiate how much time was spent on a video, how much time was consumed on a video, or how much time the video was actually played back. But for the code, that's it. Now we automatically hoover up everything that there is to know about this video playback. Let's try it in action and do some debugging. When I reload the page and start the video, you'll see in the Tag Inspector browser extension that the events are already pouring in. And you see that every 5 seconds, there's a new heartbeat being fired to understand the time spent accurately. Now I've just paused the video for a little bit, and then when I hit play, it'll throw a resume event. As for the event sequence, of course we have a differentiator between the play and the start, because there could be buffering in between, and then you'll see heartbeats progressively pouring in as long as the playback is running. Of course, on every event, the tag inspector shows details about the whole measurement request, as well as all the properties collected for this particular event. And you see how much is already being collected by default. And you'll also see the extra ones that I have added in the tag earlier, plus the ones from the YouTube Player API. When you're implementing on another platform other than the web browser on desktop, like a mobile app, you can use the Stream Inspector in the data collection portal for debugging, trigger some events, and see them coming in real time in the Stream Inspector. And of course, you can zoom into every event here as well to get metadata, all the collected properties, and the raw request for debugging purposes. Side note, when you're ever not happy with the data being collected and there's a bug in the implementation, you can intercept the incoming requests, create your own rules, modify, rectify, validate, and map the information to other properties. And also correct tagging mistakes, like typos, for example. And to validate that everything is going full circle, we can already check the fully processed data that we just collected in all the different APIs and interfaces. For example, use the drag and drop data mining tool data query to display the event stream we just collected. By the way, if we just look at the 2 playbacks that I've just triggered, you can already see the difference between the time spent and the playback time, because I had the video on pause for a while. And now you can start gathering all those video analytics. And of course, this data will be available everywhere in Piano Analytics, and it will yield a lot of out-of-the-box analysis already. Here's just a couple of examples. A dedicated section with just video reports about the content catalog, concurrent playbacks, completion funnels, and of course advanced segmentation, machine learning-based anomaly detection and alerting that you can build on that, algorithms that explain specific anomalies in your video playbacks. And of course, you can use this data in combination with the rest of your behavioral analytics, like product data, marketing data, sales data. Like which marketing campaign drove the most video consumption, or perhaps the most time spent on videos. Or does video consumption have an impact on retention? Let's drop a segment of active video users on my retention graph. And of course, we can use data query to mine our video analytics however we want. To break down consumption by age group, by browser type, by marketing campaign, or by their location. And of course, we can also build real-time dashboards and automate high-level reporting. And that's it, at least the start of the rabbit hole. I'll link the docs in the description, and you can comment for questions.